This chapter is interesting because it is related to argumentation. If we want to discuss Nietzsche, we need to be aware of the misconceptions surrounding him. Therefore, academics Robert Solomon and Kathleen Higgins provide 30 responses to rumors that clarify any ambiguities in Nietzsche's writing in this book called What Nietzsche Really Said, a title far removed from any pretensions at all. I mentioned argumentation earlier because rumors are like a spot that blurs reason. Moreover, when those rumors are related to someone's private life and they become an obstacle to understanding someone's work, it's as if rumors are as close to someone as a shadow. And I say this not because private life is sacred and we must not speak about it. No, I believe that we should engage in discussions about it. Thus, even rumors needs context, and in that way we would understand the circumstances someone is going through. And thanks to Solomon and Higgins in this book, we'll get better insight. Rumor number 1: Nietzsche was crazy. In the late 19th century, not a single word flowed from Nietzsche's pen. From 1889 to 1900, Nietzsche was unwell. On January 6, 1889, Nietzsche wrote two relevant letters that could reveal his mental illness in some sentences. One of these letters was sent to Jacob Burckhardt, a professor of history at Basel, where Nietzsche had stayed until 1877, according to the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. Basel is located on the northern border of Switzerland. Nietzsche was so close to Burckhardt that he had sent him a copy of each book he had written during his life. They exchanged a total of 7 letters from 1882 to 1889. Burckhardt was interested in Constantine the Great, Cicero, and the Renaissance of Italy, as reported by the NietzscheChannel.com. Burckhardt was genuinely concerned after reading the subsequent lines that Nietzsche had written on January 6, 1889. In the end, I would much rather be a Basel professor than God, but I have not dared push my private egoism so far as to desist for its sake from the creation of the world. You see, one must make sacrifices, however, and wherever one lives. It highlights the difference in words between the translation used by Solomon and Higgins in this book and the Basel University's preference that's coming right now. When it comes right down to it, I would much rather have been a Basel professor than God, but I didn't dare be selfish enough to forget the creation of the world. You see, one must make sacrifices, no matter how and where one lives. As I mentioned, the first letter was sent to Burckhardt. However, he was not Nietzsche's only close friend. Franz Overbeck also played a significant role. Overbeck exchanged more than 230 letters with Nietzsche between 1871 and 1889. He was a professor of church history at Basel and then the Nietzsche's informal manager. He supervised Nietzsche's work following the Turin event, referring to the well-known horse anecdote. Solomon and Higgins, in this book, recounted this event in the following manner. Nietzsche, while in Turin in January 1889, is said to have collapsed. into madness when he saw a horse being beaten by its driver. He walked up to the horse, attempted to protect it by hugging it, and lost consciousness. You can find this in page 5. The letter that Nietzsche sent to Overbeck was shorter than Burckhardt's letter, but more forceful. He wrote, "Although you have so far demonstrated little faith in my ability to pay, I yet hope to demonstrate that I am somebody who pays his debts. For example, to you. I am just having all anti-Semites shoot." A relevant context to understand this letter is one that Nietzsche's channel.com when they say this. In late December 1888, Nietzsche borrowed money from Franz Overbeek in order to be able to settle the printing cost for his writings. Overbeek seems to have expressed doubts about Nietzsche's ability to repay him, but his reply is lost. In this letter, the focus is on the last sentence and Nietzsche's signature as Dionysius. Overbeck was responsible for moving Nietzsche from Turin, Italy, to a nursing home in Basel, Switzerland, and later to an asylum in Jena, Germany, as Solomon and Higgins reported in this book on page 6. They also mentioned that after Nietzsche's mother passed away, her sister, Elisabeth Foster Nietzsche, became the last person in charge of caring for Nietzsche. Elisabeth prominently presented her brother in Weimar, Germany, which drew Hitler's attention to Nietzsche's ideas.